was short and in front of Brighton, and Occo Flex has made the dart in behind. He's played a great ball down the outside. You know, the defender just couldn't quite cut it out, which is great for us. Occo Flex really direct and driving into the box. You know, that's what you want to see from him. And like you say, he's quite, you know, an important part of this team. And I think I saw the goal at Chelsea the other week when he picked it up in his own half, ran through and slipped Sonny Perkins, who had a fantastic finish. And it was a great goal, to be honest. So, yeah, great start, good start, solid, you know. Nothing flash at the minute, but just nice, keeping the ball well.
Yeah, they look settled in possession so far. And you say, yeah, the Hungarian Christian Hegyi in between the sticks tonight. Signed from Haladas back in 2019 and has represented Hungary all the way through the youth levels. And actually, he had his debut for West Ham against Brighton back in 2019, a few years ago. But yeah, perhaps the one to take the mantle from Fabianski at some point. You'd perhaps hope for an insider club.
I know Xavi well, the first team goalkeeper coach, and you know, working with Billy Lepine, who's here, you know, great coaches. They're desperate to get one through the academy as well. It'd be great to see, wouldn't it? You know, I don't think we've had anyone through since Phil Parks back in the day. So it's one of those. Was it Phil Parks? Someone gave me one the other day. Sorry. No, it was Mervyn Day. I tell you, I knew it was wrong. I think it was Mervyn Day came through right back in the day, and that's the only one that's come through as a goalkeeper. So definitely something they're looking at, and you know, with the quality of Christian out there, and especially the 18 lads coming through as well, you know, real chance, and it'd be amazing to see. And if I can play a tiny part in that, I'd be delighted as well.
For sure. As Lang looks forward and finds Chester's here. He's picked it up midway through the Albion half. Ekwa plays into the feet of Force, and it's good tempo as Potts finds the feet of Chester's. Now Greenwich delivers across, and it's towards the far post, and it's just going to stay and play. Tom McGill in between the sticks tonight for the Albion watches that one float over his head. Longello. Now Potts picks it up, and a chance to slip through Longello, but it's a sliding interception. I think it was Ed Turns making the tackle there. There's Ella just trying to put the pressure on the West Ham defenders, but between Lang, Ekwa and Elise, they managed to crowd the Gabon international out.
Nice to see Potts getting on the ball high up the pitch, you know, trying to break the lines with them passes. You know, another one, Andre, he could still play for the 18s, you know, so to be playing at this level now is great for him. But yeah, we look really patient at times, but we look like we're passing with a purpose as well, which is nice to see. You know, there's runners forward. Sometimes my biggest thing at this level is like it's just too patient and too slow. But we're actually both teams trying to get forward as well when they got the ball and passing with a purpose, which is great to see.
Yeah, Enoch Onwepu getting his first touches there for Brighton. He's going to be the danger man in that midfield, given his experience, 24 years of age. Fully fledged senior player. But two teams that really follow a philosophy here. We know how Brighton like to play in the senior team. West Ham follow a philosophy too. So it's going to be a good technical affair. I think we'll see tonight. Lots of possession-based football on show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, that's the way of the modern game, you know. But I always like to see, like I mentioned before, you've got to have runners forward as well, you know, and stretch the defence. And that gives you time to play. Listen, when we get the ball like this now, it's nice to be patient, keep it, maybe lend it one side, come back out and go the other side, just to move their shape about, because teams are really hard to break down. They're really well coached nowadays and really hard to break down. So sometimes like this, just enjoy the ball. You know, you're in good areas there. We've got 4 or 5 numbers forwards. If we can get 2 or 3 passes in that area, you know, the third, fourth one might be the one that puts someone through. That's why it's nice to get like people like Potts and, you know, Forson on the ball, driving at the back 4, and then, you know, slipping a pass in there.
Yeah, there are certainly willing runners in this West Ham side. We saw Flex make that running behind. Perkins often likes to play off the shoulder as well, and Chester's perhaps one that likes it to feet a bit more, but a good mix about this West Ham attack. As Potts picks up from the midfield and tries the ball in behind for Chester's, and he's trying to get past Furlong but can't quite do so, and then it comes back to Force, and it's just let to run by Perkins to Pierre Ekwa, who goes to shot on his left foot, and oh, what a strike that is! Pierre Equa has absolutely rifled that one home on his left foot from 25 or so yards. An excellent finish, and West Ham lead inside the opening 10 minutes. What a finish, Jimmy.
That's unbelievable strike. What a strike. What, 20 yards out, left foot from Equa, banged it. Not quite the top corner, but in off the post. It's an unbelievable strike. But again, just going, let's have a look. As we're looking back on the replay there, he's had a chop, moves the ball to his left foot, smashes it through, in off the post. What a strike that is. I was just saying there, like, you know, you've got Chester's running forward, which really stretched the game. He's managed to get in the ball. They've got willing runners behind it. You've got a midfielder playing just behind, in front of their back four. Brilliant. He's managed to get the shot off there. And what a strike. You won't score many better than that. Yeah,
that's superb. Beyond the reach of Tom McGill in the Brighton goal, that in hitting the inside of the post, that's, well, you're obviously a keeper. It's nearly impossible to save it when it cracks inside the post. Not much you can do, really.
Absolutely. What a strike. And maybe the commentators might give you that one about it's a good height for a goalkeeper and all that business. But I'm not having that one. It was a fantastic strike. Post and in, you've got absolutely no chance. Well played.
Yeah, brilliant start for West Ham. Equa's third goal of the season. And
am I right in saying, Jake, we are, 1 point behind Arsenal with a couple of games in hand as well?
1 point behind Arsenal, yeah, 2 games in hand.
I know it's development and that, but it's great to be up there, isn't it? And, you know, you want to create a winning culture at all levels.
And here come Brighton with Nwepu now breaking in towards the area. Equa goes out to Marshall, but it comes back to Spong. Now Furlong. And Spong works all the way back out to the Brighton captain, Mark Leonard. Now turns. Looks for the crossfield pass over towards Furlong, who just sets it into the path of Spong, who delivers first time towards Ella, but it's a simple claim in the end for Heggie, but good alertness to just come out and get his first real touches of the ball in hand. Yeah, nice and positive goalkeeping. I like that on the front foot. You know, it's a feature of the first team, you know, when we really press the ball when we can, but once we're set in there, we really camp in and hard to break down, really hard to break down. And you know, the lads did that there. You know, they've took up some great defensive areas, and it's going to take something special to get through it there. And we've had to cross it from deep. Keeper takes it nicely. So yeah, nice to get his first touch on the ball. Last time these two sides met, it was tonight's visitors who ran out 4-2 winners. Odebeko and Nevers won target for the Hammers that night, but they'll be hoping for a different outcome tonight. And it couldn't have really started much better after that Pierre Equa goal. As Furlong plays a throw in towards Ella, who goes down, and referee just gives the free kick there. The man in charge tonight is Daniel Lamport.
I'll be honest, I didn't see too much wrong with that. If I'm being picky, you know, he's really strong in the challenge there. Attacked the ball well, front foot defending. You know, I liked it. I thought there's not wrong with that at all. I think sometimes nowadays, if you scream really loudly, you get a free kick, and that was seem to be the case there.
Here's Elise into the feet of Longello, who just steps inside there, and now Okaflex dropping far off the front line and giving it to Potts, who's taking up a deeper on. That's a nice incisive pass through to Chester, who's got Greenwich out on that right-hand flank. Will Greenwich cutting inside, but just chooses to pass it back to Pierre Equa. Now Greenwich, who's taking up a very central role here, and sets it wide to Chester. There might be a chance it's delivered low, and it's Turns who gets across to clear with his left foot. But Okaflex does well on that far flank to dispossess Todd Miller. Here's Greenwich. Now Potts looking for the pass over towards Longello, but that's smart play from Cameron Pupion to make the interception. And now a fire, I think it is, trying to burst away from right back.
Yeah, good defending from Elise. He looks comfy. I like the look of him, you know. He looks, he's got a bit of pace about him. He came across covered really well. But again, good passage of play right on the edge of their box. That's what I'm talking about. You've got the 3 forwards really stretching it, and the midfielder picking up behind it. You know, that's exactly the areas you want it. You know, just like you say, 1-2s, you can try anything creative around there, and you can be as patient as you like, and then all of a sudden go and attack it. It'll get you in.
Yeah, LSA definitely one of the standout performers from the games that I've covered over the last few months. Always performs to a high standard, and one that has been in and around the first team squad on Premier League match days, as Longello breaks in between 2 Brighton players, and now Forson breaking forward. He's got Chester to his right, finds down Chester. He's got Perkins in the middle, but just hits the legs of a Brighton player, and will be a free kick, a throw-in deep inside the Brighton half.
Again, it's great play. You know, that's exactly where we want the ball. Forson driving forwards. He's got options ahead of him. We're in a really good area. Tiny bit more quality at times there. You know, there's definitely another goal for us coming in a minute.
Yeah, certainly. I think the midfielders, the Forson particularly, seems to be just picking up some nice spaces. Chester's as well, finding those pockets of space in front of the Brighton defence.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. And that comes from stretching it. You know, we did it right for the first 5 or 10 minutes, and we've made some good runs down the side. So they're already there on the back foot. And look at this is my favourite bit in football. Here, we can see the whole pitch. Obviously, you can't on the screen, but you know, we're camped in their final third. Really, even Elise is the last man. Is he there? And like he's, you know, sort of 20 yards from the halfway line in their half. So I love that, and you just keep it in there, and you keep knocking on the door, and if you can win the ball back, you know, within a couple of passes, you could be getting a shot off there. So if we do this right, we set up really nice. If we can nick this, I'm going to go 2 passes, might get a shot off here.
Here's Chester's into the feet of Perkins, who controls well. Tries to get it back onto his left foot, but Todd Miller just coming across to make the interception. Perkins plays it all the way back to Levi Lang and across to Ajibola Elise. Okaflex tries to turn away from a fire, but can't quite get past him on the first time of asking.
I mean, this is actually the first time I've seen Okaflex like in a live game, and he looks lively, doesn't he? He looks really lively.
Yeah, he's so direct with his play. He pops up. He's playing supposedly left wing.
Yeah.
But you see him there popping up on the right hand side.
Yeah, really hard to defend against that. But the only problem on the tail end of that is he's a little bit out of position now as they attack down that side, you know. But if you coach right, which these definitely are, you know, I know the coaches well, they're fantastic coaches, and someone can just fill in for you. So it's a great rotational thing. And really hard to mark in possession. And as long as you know your jobs, you can fill in for your mate on the other side of it.
Here's Mwepu. Turns away nicely and tries to spread a pass out towards Cameron Pupion, but it only finds the chest of Emmanuel Longello. Now Potts looking for that run of Sonny Perkins, but turns, just nods it down to Roberts, who in turn nods it down to Mark Leonard.
So I really like that though, Jake. You know, Ekwa gets his head up there, and he's got a couple of runners ahead of him. Probably at the I think all 3 of them wanted to run forward there, to be honest. So once you've stretched him, you probably can get one just coming into the pocket. Will be perfect.
It comes through here to Cameron Pupion as Longello just misses the interception, but it's a good recovery from Longello just to make that challenge after the slight mistake there. But that's a bit of a risky pass, but Lang able to get some distance on the header to get clear.
Yeah, good defending by Longello there. You know, he missed the first ball over the top, but got back in and won it back. I'm not sure about the ball from Potts there. I won't be advising that one to be chipped across the 18-yard box. If I was in the goal there, I'd be having just a little quiet word with him.
Here's Mwepu trying to get past Greenidge, and almost does, but Greenidge, well, I thought he did well there, but Mwepu has gone down, and the referee has awarded a free kick in favour of the Zambian international, and it's going to be Greenidge into referee's notebook for the first time tonight.
To be honest, it looked like he got a little bit enough of the ball there for it not to be. If he gives the foul, fair enough, but not to be a yellow card. But that makes it a tough night for Greenidge now, you know.
Yeah, we'll see
booked
here.
Early on, but it looked like he got a bit of the ball. I think he got quite a lot of the ball on the replay,
it looked like he got
to be
a ball.
honest.
I think
It's not a
his
booking.
foot landed on top of Mwepu's boot, but he got the ball certainly.
It's definitely not a booking,
no,
is
certainly,
it?
No,
You know, I can see how you can give a foul for that, but a booking, it's a 50-50 whether it's a foul anyway. So the booking is really harsh, and it does make it a long night for him.
Yeah, and perhaps a threatening position here for Brighton. Everyone back for West Ham. It's Leonard over the free kick, but it's in towards the near post, and it's made its way towards goal. Not really sure who that came within. It might have been a West Ham body, but Hegyi there to gobble that one up.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, actually. I mean, we had 6 across the 6-yard box there, and you know, if you put an even touch better ball on that, they've got a run on us, so it would have been difficult to defend. But you know, grateful. I think Heggy's grateful it went in his grasp. You know, close enough to grasp.
Yeah, I think it just came off the back of Hayden Roberts there, the Brighton centre half, but couldn't get enough contact on it to cause Hegyi too many issues. It was Okaflex and Longello just combining on this left-hand side, and now Forson can collect. Ekwood just about holds onto it and manages to switch the ball out towards Greenwich. Good work from Pierre Ekwa, and here is Greenwich. Plays it out wide right to Dan Cheston. It's back into the goal scorer, Pierre Ekwa. Longello now. Assesses his options, tries to thread it through to Okaflex, but falls to Forson. The West Ham just moving it side to side and being patient, waiting for those openings.
Yeah, this is where you want the ball. This is where to play football in the opponent's half. Keep the ball, be patient at times, probe all the time, and nice movement, bit rotation. You will get in if you be patient.
Ekwa tries to feed it through to Chesters, but it does bounce back to Ekwa, and that's good feet from the midfielder. And Perkins just tries to turn it around the corner, I think in the direction of Keenan Forson, but just doesn't quite work on this occasion. That's good work from Perkins there, just to disrupt the driving run of Mwepu.
Yeah, brilliant work rate that, isn't it, from Perkins? As your centre forward tracking back and tackling on the halfway line is great, but you know, Ekwa's impressing me so far when he's got on the ball. And Joy, we've had some lovely one-touch football in the half. It's been great. Flex looks lively, like I said, and he wants to get the ball and go for the return and run at them. And yeah, I think we started off really well. Really good. Set up lovely.
And here's some one-touch football from Brighton. It's quite nice to work the way out that area. And Pupion tries to thread the ball through to Miller, but an important touch by Levi Lang there, just to intercept that cross going across towards the Brighton winger.
Yeah, we're just talking about a nice one-touch football from West Ham, and then Brighton on the other side of it. Lovely bit of play from them. A little bit more on the ball. I think he's in, to be honest. So done well there. Good defending in the end. Got back well. I mean, it's such a different game, you know, nowadays to obviously when I played, obviously, because that's a long time ago now. But like, it's almost like this is how to control the game and manage the game. And if it goes wrong and you give it away there, that's when they just turn a switch and they really attack you. So you have to be careful at all times, as long as it's just really like what's happened now.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit fortunate there. Miller just misplacing a forward pass. I think he expected a run forward from a NMA Ello or Cameron Pupion on this near side, but yeah, you're right. It's changed in the last 5-10 years. Really, it's become so much more technical based at this level compared to. I mean, I obviously don't have the experience that yourself has coming through a professional academy, but the changes must be very big. But we'll come to that in a second. As Mwepu breaks and now finds Cameron Pupion back to Mwepu, breaking into the area now. Prods it back towards Pupion and now into Leonard, and it comes to Spong. This is good football from Brighton as Ella just can't quite find a fast through initially. Mwepu. And now it comes back to a fire, and Mwepu again. Back to the fullback. West Ham just frustrating the Brighton attack here, thwarting any balls through. And eventually, Longello does well to win the tackle, but it's good defending that from West Ham, staying really disciplined there, not really allowing Brighton to pick any incisive passes through their defence. Yeah, no, you're right. We take up some great defensive positions, but you know they're really sharp there on the one-touch football. They've got runners forward, so we've done well to ride that little passage out. But that's what I was saying about
possession based and it's all calm. As soon as you give the ball away, teams have got that much like quality now and and pace that they can hurt you straight away. So you have to be aware about it. And as much as you're going forward, I always like especially as a goalkeeper from behind it, I'm thinking the defence behind the attack, and even if it's in their opponent's half, I'm still directing me, the centre halves on the halfway line, so it just stays in there, to be honest. And yeah, if you give the ball away at any time now, within a couple of passes or seconds, they're in.
There might be a chance here for West Ham with Chesters, and plays it into Sonny Perkins into the area, but can only strike it against the body of Tom McGill. But there it is. There's that quick, rapid turnover of possession there, and the injection of pace from Chesters and Perkins. Exactly what you've been saying there. Yeah,
that's exactly what I spoke about. Anyway, fortunately that time it was in our favour. That Brighton gave the ball away, and we broke 2 passes. Perkins in the area, and it's actually really, it's a really good save from the goalkeeper there. He's blocking it with his feet from Perkins. He's struck it well and got a good block on it.
As Elise just comes across to Marshall, Ulrich and Amiela, and then just feels the touch in the back and just sends himself to the floor.
Do you know, it's clever play, Jay. I like that. It's good
smart
defending. Sometimes when we're just looking on the replay of the, so look at that. It's great. Chester's drives, gives it Perkins, great first touch. Struck it okay. Yeah, didn't quite get hold of it. You want to be smashing that into the ground across the goalkeeper to make it hard for him, just out of the reach of his legs. But it's a good block in the end. But yeah, just going back to Elise there. Fantastic defending, showed his pace to get there, and then just bought the foul a little bit. Again, it's the modern world.
Yeah.
It's almost, you have to coach them different nowadays. I'd actually now coach them to do that. It's before you wanted to man up, for better words, but you'd want to be, an ego thing, and you'd try and stay on your feet a little bit. But now you must. But if the ref's going to give the foul, you must take the foul and take the pressure off.
Leng plays it back into the feet of Heggie. And here's Ajibola Elise. Not under too much pressure from the Brighton players, are just under no real pressure to play it forward. They've got the lead as we approach the 25-minute mark. Pierre Eckwer with the early striker. Absolute thunderbolt from just outside the area on his left foot. But the only goal that separates the two sides so far tonight.
Yeah, just over halfway, Jay. It's really absorbing game, isn't it? I'm enjoying it, to be honest. Both teams playing nice football at times. West Ham have been great. We've been great, nice and patient. And when we have attacked, we've got numbers forwards, and we've gone quick into their side. I want to try and get Occo Flex on the ball as much as we possibly can for me.
And yeah, Longello just making that run into the left-hand channel, and that's a good attempt from Longello, but then it's good recovery from Ed Turns to get back and shield that one out of play.
I like how we do that, though. Occo Flex really dropped deep to go and get the ball in a little pocket of space in between. Longello's noticed that, or has been coached to do that, and he's gone right on the outside. It was unfortunate. Good little bit of play. A little bit better touchdown, and it could have been in the box, attacking the goal.
Yeah, Longello made his Europa League debut this season against Dynamo Zagreb. Well, here's a chance, and here's Perkins, who might have a go from range here, but it's straight down the throat of Tom McGill. Didn't quite catch it, probably how he would have liked, and tried to bend it into the far corner, I think, but only found the chest of McGill there.
He's caught it too nice, to be honest. You want to smash something that dips, within a foot of the post either side, and it gives the goalkeeper a real problem. But he struck it really nicely, straight down the goalkeeper's throat, so to speak. But again, we see, they give it away. They try a bit of trick in the middle, doesn't come off. One pass, and we've got the shot away.
Heggie clears long on this occasion, and it's up towards Chester's, but his header only finds Lennon. It's put Furlong under a bit of pressure there. I think Haley Roberts is going to be forced to go all the way back to his keeper here. Roberts into the feet of Spong, and now Brighton just having their own spell of possession inside their own half. As Turns looks for the forward run of Pupion, now into Spong, and tries a return pass in towards Cameron Pupion, but LSA there to mop up. Chester just keeps it in play on that far touchline. And now Leng.
touching on Elise again there, Jake. What he's done that several times. Then he covered round, you know, on the left-hand side, which allows Longello to really push in tight, because you know, if you know you've got Elise sweeping up, mopping up behind you like that, you know, it gives you a real license to step right in and be really positive. And he's swept up lovely 3 or 4 times now, hasn't he? And you know, he looks a real prospect for me. You know, he looks, dare I say it, he looks ready for a first team debut.
Yeah, he's been in and around the squad and made his debut in the Carabao Cup in 2020, and then started against Dynamo Zagreb in that final Europa League game. But yeah, perhaps one that David Moyes will be looking at come the end of the season, maybe, if things are wrapped up, or he might be looking to, yeah, move him into the side and get him some minutes, perhaps.
Absolutely. Well, these guys might be needed, you know, before the end of the season. There's a lot of football to play. You know, we're still going for obviously the Europa, and we're still pushing in the league as well. So you know, it's great to have a thick squad like this.
Here's Pupion. Now Miller onto this right-hand side, in towards Ella, and it's whipped across quite a nice, dangerous area. But there's only one man in there for Brighton. He was marshalled by 3 West Ham defenders there, but a decent ball into the box there, but no one really gambling from the midfield for Brighton. Yeah, it's a terrific ball in. It's a real tough one to defend. You know, defenders are facing their own goal. It's that sort of corridor uncertainty between the goalkeeper and the defenders, and a great ball in the end. Like you say, I think that's been the difference at the minute. We've had, when we've got in them positions, we've had real numbers in the box and look a threat. Oh, that's a fantastic ball. He's 1 against 3. You'd expect it to be defended there, which he was, to be fair. Forson plays into the feet of Okaflex. His touch was a little bit heavy, but it fortunately comes back to Sonny Perkins, who plays a nice switch out towards Will Greenwich.
Yeah, like I spoke about before the game, Jack, I think, you know, tonight, especially nights like this on the big pitch at the London Stadium, this is where you want to get the trust of the manager, you know, and there's a lot of lads going the right way about it at the moment. And like you say, you sort of get the trust of the manager. He's played, like you say, in the Carabao Cup. He made his, you know, playing the Europa League, so he's building a little bit of a CV. There's a few of them right involved, so if they can really have an eye-catching performance tonight, it might just get them the nod in one of the games in the Prem.
Here's Chester just trying to jink his way through the Brighton defence, and the foul goes against Dan Chester. I think that's Mark Leonard holding his right ankle there.
Yeah, there's not too much wrong with that. I mean, Chester's just come in field, didn't he? Trying to get on the ball, just overrun it a little bit, trying things, and tried to win it back and just caught him a little bit, but nothing too much.
Yeah, I think this is the Perkins chance from a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I spoke about several times already. Is just we've nicked it in the middle. We set up really well. 1 pass forward. I think if I'm looking back at that, Sonny Perkins, instead of maybe shooting from 20 yards, you know, it may be a better option just to slip. It might have been Chester's running just outside him, and if he fakes to shoot and just slips him, he has 1 touch and Chester's is through in on goal there.
Here's Roberts driving forward from the defence into Spong, and now Cameron Perpion breaking forward. He's got a fire to his right, but decides to deliver the cross in towards enemy Ella. But it's straight down the throat of Heggie again.
Yeah, a couple of crosses coming in from this side now. We've had to defend, and the centre forwards there's got the run on him, just got a header on it, but just couldn't quite get enough to trouble Heggie. So good position. I'll put that down to from the goalkeeper, but we don't want to be giving too many more of those away. You know, ball keeps coming in the box. It's more chance, obviously, to trouble the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Ulrich Eneme Ella getting his head on that one, was part of the Gabon squad at the African Cup of Nations earlier this year. Signed from Amiens from Ligue 2 back in 2020, as the offside flag just goes up against Dan Chesters. Just made his run slightly too early there. Difficult to see from that angle, but didn't seem to be too many complaints from Dan Chesters there.
I'd be complaining. It didn't look offside to me, I'll be honest. It's the linesman's favourite way they give it eyes, come back onto play, and that's their get out at the minute. But I don't listen. Refs and Mark linesmen have I can't moan them too much. They have a real tough job, and you know, they've done well tonight. Actually, been okay. Been a good game. Like I said, they've let it flow when needed. I think maybe didn't need to card Greenwich, but apart from that, pretty decent. We've not seen him, which is always a sign of a good game from a ref.
Yeah, that's a little bit rash from Mark Leonard. Ockerflex was driving at the defence, but I think it's going to be, or it should be, yellow for Mark Leonard, who just went in a bit, as I say, a bit rashly on Sonny Perkins there.
I think I'm just praising the ref there for letting things go. I think he could let that one go a little bit longer. Ockerflex has only got, you know, the right back to take on, and he, you know, he's pushing towards the edge of the box as well there. So give it a couple of seconds, see how it develops. You can still book him after. I think that one was a booking as his chops.
Yeah, I think he's almost seen the forceful nature of the challenge and just blown up immediately rather than waiting to see what happened. But here come Brighton, but that's a bit too heavy from Enoch and Wepu.
Yeah, thankfully, you know, there's just that bit of quality we spoke about when you do break like that. You know, you get, especially in first teams, especially you that bit of extra quality and know-how, you get punished. And then they've just overhit the pass there, but a nice weighted pass there puts him in on our goal, so it would have been dangerous.
LSA prods it out to Ockerflex, who's dropped a little bit deeper again, then finds the overlapping run of Manny Longello, and he tried to slip it through to Perkins, and it's a first time interception from Turns, but then Perkins tries to guide it goalwards on his weaker foot, but there it is again. Ockerflex dropping deep, Longello overlapping. It's unfortunate the angle wasn't quite there for Sonny Perkins.
Yeah, fantastic play again. You know, they're on the same page. They're doing the opposites, which is great to see. Really hard to defend against that rotation, and you've always got Perkins stretching it as well, and he's got in some good areas, to be honest. Just not quite got hold of him in a minute, and that's, you know, it's 3 chances, 3 good half chances he's had, to be honest. Well, you say the first one's a full chance, you know, but the other couple straight at the goalkeeper, just can't quite get hold of it. But if he keeps making them runs and getting them areas, there's goals to come.
Turns. Now Pupion back to Odelafaya. The young fullback, the nephew of Martin Afire, the rugby union and rugby league legend. Chariots of Fire. And now Hayden Roberts stepping over halfway and looks to switch the ball out towards Cameron Pupion. We've seen quite a lot of the ball in the last 10 or so minutes as Afire just runs out of space.
I want to make a crack about him putting out to touch there or something.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity there, isn't it?
Couldn't quite think how to work it in there. Yeah, but I think any of their attacks, like in the definitely last 10, 15, have come down this side, you know, so got to be careful of that. There's been some good play from them. But we've defended it really well. Look nice and solid in a minute.
Turns into Spong and sets it to Leonard. Now Furlong. Tries to play the ball down the channel towards Todd Miller. Just has to check back initially and delivers with his right foot. And Spongs might have found some space in there, but he's not going to out-jump 6'3" Christian Heggie.
Brilliant goalkeeping. You know, that's just what you want them crossers, to be honest, as well, though. You know, he's a good size, commanding. He's on that front foot coming for that and takes it great, takes it lovely. There's nothing, for me, I mean, there's a lot of good sights in football, but there's not many better than a goalkeeper coming like that, taking a couple of steps, taking it nice and high. I even love then after that to start an attack with a little, it used to be a half volley back in the day, but now the sidewinder and start the attack. But, you know, that's great goalkeeping, great goalkeeping.
Did you ever get an assist from a half volley, or did it never quite come off?
Do you know what? If I think about it, I'm sure I did at some point.
Yeah, must have done.
I'm sure I used to play with, obviously Sheringham was one of the best centre forwards I played with at the time, and I always remember my first time I tried. I mean, I came from Walsall, so it was sort of lower leagues at the time, but I did my first half volley and I see Sheringham running the back, so I've smashed the half volley straight over the back, and just as I'm doing it, he's checked. He's like, "Know your players, come on." I'm creating a bit of space, drop it in there. I'm like, all right, note to self, I've got it.
Here's Ockerflex though, trying to take on a fire, and it's still on from Ockerflex. Breaking into the box, gets a shot away. As Tom McGill comes quite a long way, and he's just about managed to get there. Come through a body of players there. Tom McGill
actually did quite well, the goalkeeper there. You know, I thought he was in trouble at one point, but he dealt with it well. But again, Ockerflex, it's the first time I've seen him for a little while. He started off really brightly at that, driving inside onto his right foot from the left-hand side of the box. You know, that's where he looks really dangerous. A little bit like Ben Rama, you know, the other night, and Lanzini when they was doing that position. Get the shot there, and I think it was Fornells who had the shot, and that's how we got the goal. Yarmolenko tapping from the goalkeeper's, you know, not from his save. Nearly said spill there, that would have been a bad from his save.
Here's Elise marching forward from defence, and it falls to Perkins. Now Ockerflex tries to squeeze it out towards Longello, and eventually manages to do so. Receives it back off the left back. Ockerflex goes down towards the byline, tries to get the cross in, but a fire makes the block. Longello just prods it into the thigh of Enoch Onwepu.
Great play again, Jay. Lovely. That's exactly where you want Ockerflex. But just a tiny, you can get that quality right from in them positions. You know, that's just that tiny bit of extra quality, and that's the difference between a goal or not. To be honest, it's not quite come off for us, but you know, fantastic play in great positions, and you know they're learning the trade all the time. And the more it goes on, when you get in them positions, especially you get the first team level, you might not get the opportunity that many times. You've got to make something happen in there.
Still that Pierre Equa goal that separates the two sides as we approach the final 5 or so minutes of this first half here at the London Stadium. Roberts plays the ball out towards Furlong, who's got Miller ahead of him. That's a good starting interception from Freddie Potts. Been at the club a long time. Freddie joined as a 6-year-old. Of course, his dad was a former Hammer himself, so it's in his blood. And as you say, he's another one that's an under-18 still, and he's making his impression. He's looked good. He's looked good tonight, picking up the ball in those deeper areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, no one's looked out of place out there. You know, really comfy on the ball. It's like I spoke about. It's so much quality nowadays. You know, with the kids and that, and it's a great tradition from the Potts family, isn't it? Coming through like that. You know, his dad was an incredible player. Played a lot of football, and you know, big shoes to fill. But you know, he's doing well. We're doing really well. Like I said, 18. He's still playing the 18s. It's incredible.
And here's Equa. He's made an interception. He's got Chesters and Perkins to his right. Here is Perkins and slips through Dan Chesters from the angle, who goes down under a challenge from Onwepu, but referee waves play on, and eventually it's Hayden Roberts who comes out with the ball there.
Oh, again, Jake, that's that little bit of quality I'm talking about. You know, I know that he's learning He's in again, and that's just something, to be fair. He's had a right go, won it back.
Yeah, West Ham winning the ball back again, high up the pitch.
I mean, that's been a real feature tonight. You know, we've picked up some great areas. We're working really hard to win it back in the high areas, and that's just touching on that tiny bit of quality. Again, I think he held on to it for just a split second too long there, which allowed the defender to get back on Chesters. The one he had the shot from 20 yards before, that was the pass to play on that one. I think it would have been in, but that one probably just held on to it for a little bit too long. But great idea to slip him in, and you know, tough to see from him. But he may have got clipped in the box, may not. But you don't know if you get in there, you can ask the question anyway of the referee. You know. If you don't get in there, no, but great. Runners forward. I love how we've got runners forwards. Every time it's gone up to Perkins or Ockerflex, we've had runners off it. You know, if it come from the left back, if it's come from the midfield, if it's come from Chesters as well. It's been great to see. We've passed with a purpose, been patient at times, but when we have passed with, like I said, with a purpose, we've created some chances, just that tiny bit extra quality. And there's definitely another couple of goals for us to come here.
Certainly be looking to try and notch one before half-time if they can, but I think Mark Robson will be the more pleased of the two managers, certainly going into the half-time interval, as Mark Leonard wins a free kick right in front of the West Ham dugout. don't really see too much wrong with that. 6 one half the dozen the other.
There's not a lot in it, is there? I mean,
no.
There's not a lot. That's just a chance there again. You know, I think a look back, he just held on to it a little bit a split second too long, Sonny Perkins there. If he slips him earlier, he has the first touch and he gets his shot off. It allows the defender to get back. Don't think there's quite enough in that to get the penalty, but you know, like I say, if you don't make that run, you've got no chance of getting the decisions or getting your shot off. So it's great to see him running forward. I mean, it sounds simple, doesn't it, running forward? But so many football I see nowadays, just everything goes backwards.
Yeah, they want it to feet.
And it's been great to see both teams tonight, especially West Ham have been great here.
Yeah, and here come Brighton with Mwepu, who just keeps it in, and now the touch from Cameron Pupion, just a little bit loose, and Okaflex just ran into a little bit of an alley there and can't quite squeeze the ball back to Longello, but eventually it does come back the way of the fullback. He manages to clear his lines. Furlong into the feet of Eneme Ella, being pressured by Levi Lang, and just has to carry it out of the area and play it all the way back to Mark Leonard. Turns, first time out towards Cameron Pupion, but again the touch is a little bit heavy from the Australian winger. And now here come West Ham again. Equa can't quite get under control, but I think Spong just had a hold of the Frenchman's shirt there, and Pierre Equa goes down and wins a free kick for his side. Just a little clipping of the heels there from Spong on Pierre Equa.
And to be fair, I think we've called a few on the other way that there's not a lot in it. I don't think there's a lot in that, to be honest. But again, from Equa, he stepped through it. He looks a real, you know, good player, good athlete. He's breaking the lines with his runs at times and getting on the ball nicely, as we see here. Again, great feature for West Ham. Playing in Brighton's half, just a little bit sloppy that time.
And here come Brighton on the counter-attack. Miller manages to find Enoch Mwepu. He's got Cameron Perpion breaking into the box here. Perpion goes to the far corner, and it's a big save, from Christian Hegyi. It was flying towards the far left-hand corner, and Hegyi managed to get his right glove up and deny the Australian winger, Cameron Perpion.
That is a fantastic save. Wow. He's just shifted it onto his right foot. No backlift at all from that, and he's got so much power in it, heading right into the top corner. Hegyi there, that's a, you know, he just took a step to his left as well and had enough, you know, about him just to move back and stick a right hand up there and tip it over. What a save that is. That's sensational. But like I said, we're just touching on that again. We give it away really sloppily in Brighton's half, and within a couple of passes, they put one in the top corner.
Yeah, it's a really good effort from Cameron Perpion. Took it early, but Hegyi alert to the danger, and what a fine stop, but they've got to deal with this corner as Leonard delivers in. It's not of the way initially by Elise, and here is Pupion again. This time his cross only finds Keenan Forson, carrying it clear nicely. He's got runners ahead of him. One of them is Perkins, but just can't quite keep it under his control. Spong it was, pressuring the young striker.
Yeah, that was a good chance, to be fair, to the break.
Miller trying to take in Greenwich, goes towards the byline, just delays across initially and looks to play it back into the feet of James Furlong, who will deliver from deep, but it's a ball that lacks quality, and the referee brings the first half to a close, and it is that early Pierre Equa goal that separates the two sides. But Jimmy, how do you assess that first half?
No, I really enjoyed it. An absorbing game. I thought we played really well. I think we looked the most dangerous, but like just that, I mean, that's a perfect example of what we spoke about a lot already, Jake. We give the ball away a little bit sloppy in there, and they break, and they're in on goal, like I said, and that is a fantastic save from Meggie. I want to see that again, to be honest, because that's a really good save, but that's how you can't switch off at any given moment, and you always have to have that defence behind it. But I think we've played really well. I've enjoyed it going forwards, as if on cue we get to see it.
What a stop.
That's
really
a really
strong right hand there.
Really good save. That's a great strike, and like I say, as a goalkeeper, no backlift from the shot there in the backswing of his foot. He gets it off quick. You cannot be quite set, so to be able to shift his body weight and get the hand up there to tip it over the bars is great agility and a great save.
So at half-time, it is, as I say, that Pierre Equa goal that separates two sides, that fine effort from 25 yards. And that means the scores at half-time are West Ham United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Welcome back to the London Stadium for the second half of this Premier League 2 contest. It's that Pierre-Emerick goal that has given West Ham United the 1-0 lead at half-time. Looks like it's just going to be a substitution here for the away side. It's going to be number 16 coming on, which is Sami Hussein, the Tunisian central midfielder, and he's coming on for Enoch and Wepu, who's, as I say, still coming back from injury and not really able to make too much of an impact in that first half. So Sami Hussein comes on in his place. But Jimmy, West Ham hoping for more of the same this half, really.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to change. You know, we set up in a lovely 4-3-3. You know, like I spoke about, runners forward. The front three look a real handful, and if you can get Ekwah on the ball and Potts in there, and you know, and Forson just in behind, just in front feeding them, it's been great so far. We've defended it really well as well, and like I said, the goalkeeper made a cracking save when he was called upon. So yeah, more of the same would be great.
As an early foul in favour of West Ham early on. Okaflex just being hassled to the floor by Adela Fire. rugby tackle to the floor. There's the pun that we're waiting for.
You do well. Shawned it in well.
Thought about it for a while.
To be fair, to Fire, I mean, Ockerflex started really well for the first 20 and looked really lively. He's been so up close to him after that. You know, he's not giving him a chance to breathe. To be honest, he's been right, no turns at all. So it'd be interesting to see how he can get out of that and get back on a ball. I think he had a spell 5 minutes towards the end of the first half where he got back in it and was threatening on the edge of the box, and got to find a way to get him the ball there again, because he looks so threatening, you know, and lively in that position. Really hard to defend against if he gets a run at you.
Yeah, and we were just talking about Sonny Perkins during the half-time break. You were saying perhaps he just needs to look to hold it up a little bit more if he can.
Do you know, it's sometimes up there, you know, when you're defending and you're up there on your own, it's a real hard job, and it's an art to occupy those two defenders and try and get hold of the ball. But sometimes it's a different role. You know, you can't look for the quality ball down the side. It's not going to come to you nice. You've just got to go and battle and try and hold it up and just give your team a little respite. You know, he's a great size as well. He's done brilliant so far, to be honest, and that's probably why I'm on him a little bit more, because, you know, he looks like a real prospect, to be honest. You know, you can tell he's been coached well. When you see a lone striker at times, that's where they can come into their own, take the pressure off the team just by holding the ball up and bringing in others into play around them. So I think if he can work on that a little bit, maybe, and then just that tiny bit of quality, like I said, when we get in them good areas, I still feel there's a couple more goals in it for us. And he's due one. He's had 3 sighters already. So, you know, if he can do the same, getting them positions, listen, getting the ball off, there's definitely a goal there for him as well, yes, which his play deserves as well.
Yeah, he scored in the last game for West Ham and the 1-1 draw with Chelsea. And that's 2 in his last 5. Also scored in the 2-1 loss to Leicester City. But he's got 7 goals to his name this season for the 23s. But still an under-18. He's featured a few times for them as well, but certainly a core member of this under-23 side now.
I mean, it just shows a lovely pathway from the academy, you know, to the first team, because, like I said a couple of times, he could still play in the 18s. You know, imagine him in the 18s. You know, he looks great at this level, and he's really knocking on the door for the first team. I want him to take that opportunity tonight, maybe get the goal.
Here he is,
really
maybe a chance for him to get a shot away here. Just runs out of space, but feeds it through to Will Greenwich breaking into the area, but Hayden Roberts just able to clear. I think it was James Furlong in the end actually coming across there to make the interception. As Ella trying to break free, but then Levi Lang doing well to outmuscle the Brighton forward and guide it back to Hedgie.
Great defended, just going on Perkins again there. That's just that tiny bit of quality I was talking about. You know, it's a great idea, it's a nice way to pass. He's just put a little bit of a bobble on it, and it's really hard to get hold of. Was it Greenwich going in the box as well? It's just bouncing in front of him. He couldn't get hold of it just because of that. If you can take that tiny bit more care and learn that bit, you know, you've got a real player on his hands there.
Here's Spong into Leonard, who turns out and plays it into the feet of Hayden Roberts. He's got Furlong to his left and chooses to find the Irish left back. He delivers into the cross, and it's not away at the near post by Levi Lang. Again, West Ham able to deal with that cross into the box, but back come Brighton once more. It's Leonard into the feet of Ulrich Eneme Ella. But he just can't quite work the shot. And now Sonny Perkins just acting as that outlet for West Ham, and does well on that occasion. And Longello trying to set away Ockerflex here, and might be a chance for him to run at the defence. He's not got too many up in support, but just checks back. And Longello has made a lung-busting run to join him in the attack. Delivers the ball low, but the deflection takes the sting off the cross. But that's good work from Ockerflex there, just to be patient in the attack. But good from West Ham to break again.
Perkins did great there, didn't he? Held it up, that's what I'm talking about, holding it up. You know, in his own half, to be honest, and he's done really well. Held off a couple of defenders, played a nice simple pass there, which allows then Ockerflex to get on the charge, and it's a good ball down the side for Longello, and you know, he's caught him up as well. And it's unfortunate it didn't come to anything there. We could have made a little bit more of that, I think.
Here's Tom McGill. The Brighton keeper sets it to Hayden Roberts, who's had his loan spell last year at Rochdale, but in and around the first team squad this season, the left-footed centre-half, but only 5'10" in height, so that's where the height of Sonny Perkins and the physicality of Perkins can come into play against these two centre-halves. As Shushane plays into the midfield, and Spong just about beats Potts to it, and now Sammy Shushane can play a ball out right to Adela Fire. Roberts into the feet of Leonard, but he can't quite get away from the combined tackle of Forson and Chesters, but eventually it does come back the way of Brighton. It's spread out to that far side where Cameron Poupion will try and take on his man. It's delivered into the cross, and it has to be prodded away by Will Greenwich. But back come Brighton again. It's with Spong this time, and now Lennon. He's got Miller out on this left-hand side. Todd Miller backwards with his right foot, and curls one beyond the dive of Christian Hegyi into the far right-hand corner. A smart finish from Todd Miller levels things up for Brighton here. A fine finish beyond Hegyi. Jimmy, they level things up, but that's a good finish, isn't it, from Todd Miller?
Nothing a goalkeeper can do there. You know, it's a great finish. He's chopped inside. If I'm being critical of us, you know, we've let too many crosses in from the right-hand side. I said we can't keep doing that because something could come of it, but lovely play from them. It's a great chop on back onto his right foot, and he's used Greenwich's body there just to bend it round him and unsight the goalkeeper, and it's a terrific finisher. If I'm Greenwich there, I'm not letting him back inside. As soon as you open up the goal, it's difficult. I mean, listen, he's not far off there at all, is he, getting a block, but he's only giving probably a yard to hit in that top corner, and, you know, and the 11 for Brighton's hit it, to be fair. And, you know, you have to say good finish in the end. And, you know, they've started off well, Brighton. I think they've done to us what we did to them in the first half. You know, they've played in our half a little bit more. So they've got a bit more on the front foot, and that's a nice, well, it's a really good bit of quality to get the goal for them, to be fair. But that's it. I think I touched on that in the first half. There's 3 or 4 good crosses came in from their right-hand side, and we can't keep allowing that, because that, you know, 4 or 5 crosses in there gives you a real opportunity to at least get on the end of 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's Cameron Poupion again on their right-hand side, delivered the cross, and it came to Todd Miller at the far post, signed from Colchester United back in 2019. But can West Ham respond here with Forson, who's breaking forward with pace, goes down under the challenge of Adela Fire, who attracts Forson all the way into the middle, but wins a free kick, does Forson, midway through the Brighton half.
Yeah, I mean, it's a foul. It's definitely a foul. It's a great drive from Forson inside, but I think we get a little frustrated there, especially Echo was a bit frustrated because, well, just give it a second longer from the referee, you know? We can spray that out wide instead of giving a foul and everything stops there. If Echo gets the ball one touch and bangs it out wide, you know, we're attacking the edge of their box. So, listen, the ref maybe just a little naive again. He's done that a couple of times. Just let it play a couple of seconds long. You can always call it back after a couple of seconds, but it was an interesting opportunity for us there.
And a couple of subs here for West Ham. It's going to be Dan Chesters making way for Kamari Swire. And then it's going to be Okaflex replaced by Thierry Nevers, the 19-year-old winger, the tricky winger. Very direct in his style, like Okaflex, but perhaps a little bit more flair to his game.
I think you look there, I think Chesters was maybe just having a limp as he came off a little bit, so that might be an injury thing. Hopefully not, you know, because again he's been really around involved in it. But Okaflex looks still okay, quite fresh. Maybe that's with Sunday in mind.
And here's Perkins with a chance here, breaking the ball. Sonny Perkins can't quite keep the effort down on his left foot. A great opportunity for the youngster. We just fired it over, skewed it over on that left peg from inside the 18-yard box. Brilliant footwork to get through there.
Yeah, it's a great run. It's a great bit of footwork, like you say. He's got an extra yard of pace there to shift past them, and it just gets that shot off, gets it off perfect. Just got to not hit the target, but hit a corner. Come on, put that in the top bins, and you're gonna. He's had a real good performance tonight, and he's bordering on being an excellent performance at the minute. He just needs to find that tiny bit of quality in a finish when he's in opportunities. It's so important that he takes them. And that might, what we spoke about, just get him a nod at some point from the manager. If he sees him banging those in and having them tiny bits of detail of quality, there's the trust that manager can give him.
Yeah, and that striker slot in the men's team is perhaps a little bit sparse, maybe just Antonio, perhaps one of the only options there. So Perkins will be hoping to get a chance at some point, I'm sure.
Well, absolutely. Listen, if you're looking at that, Jake, you know, Yarmolenko's come and scored a couple of unbelievable goals, which is incredible for the club. But like as a centre forward, there's not that many options to go to. So I know Sonny Perkins must be looking at it and going, well, there's a real chance for me. And he's, like I said, he's been involved in the last 6 or 7 squads, you know, and right on and on the bench in a lot of them. And so he's really pushing. They're the opportunities he's got to take. They're the one, that's that tiny bit of quality that is needed, that the manager goes, yeah, you know what, he's ready. And he might get the nods, you know. And listen, I don't think he'll look out of place at that level at all from what I've seen tonight.
Turns. Looks to play the long ball forward to Cameron Pupion, who just nods it into the path of Ulrich Eneme Ella. But just can't quite keep it under his control, and Alisse able to squeeze it through, but then Longello almost lost out there, but and it does come, and it's Todd Miller, and now Leonard from the yards out, and it's come towards Todd Miller, and it's deflected, and it's gone for a corner kick there. I think it was Will Greenwich making the slide and challenge on Todd Miller there.
Great defending, Jake. Great defending. Both of them, you know, Greenwich came across well. I think, was it Elise in there as well, was it? You know, putting the bodies on the line. That's what you need. You know, it's a great bit of play from Brighton. We give it away. And they broke. Good bit of quality. His striker slipped him in, but great defending in the end. And got to defend this corner now, though.
Yeah, Mark Leonard over this corner on the near side. Slivs it in, it's flicked away, but it might come to the back post. It turns, it's a good stop from Heggie, but it's still not clear. Greenwich gets up, and then Perkins can hack it clear, but a good save, good reaction save from Chris and Heggie there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic save. Looked like he come through a few bodies as well, and he's just managed to get the block on it, and that's great goalkeeping again.
And here come West Ham on the counter. It's with Thierry Nevers, but a foot in there from James Furlong.
Yeah, I made a couple of important stops tonight, and you know, just right on the back. I think their right winger just gets away from everyone and any markers and smashes it with his left foot through a crowd of players into the floor, and that's, you know, he's took up a great position, the goalkeeper, and managed nothing fancy, just getting a block on it. Great save. Kept us in it there.
Yeah, Brighton have definitely started this second half much brighter than they were in the first half, but some signs from West Ham that they still can inject a little bit of pace on the counter-attack. Yeah,
absolutely. The game's turned around, you know. It's sort of Brighton are doing to us what we did to them in the first half. We was in the ascendancy in the first half. We had the quality going forward and more chances. Brighton have started that, but we still look dangerous on the break. I still think there's a definite goal here for Perkins. You know, I've been on him all night, so I think he's going to get couple more chances, and he's definitely going to take one, hopefully 2.
Turns. Looks to switch over towards Furlong, but Greenwich up well to win the header. Equa tries to clip the ball forward towards Nevers, who wins the flick on and nods it down to Longello, who's bursting away into the box here. Manny Longello squares it across, and it might come through, and it's into the back of the net. And it's Thierry Nevers, the substitute, who makes his mark. Nipping in. A fantastic goal. Squeeze across. Perkins was there too, but it's Thierry Nevers who prods it home.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant runners forward. What a run from Longello. That's unbelievable. Just strode forward.
Lung busting, wasn't it?
Yeah, played a great ball in there. Nice ball from Equa. Just a little nudge on there. And look at Longello go on. Have another touch. And that's that bit of quality we're talking about. He's found it. Played across. Got a little deflection. He's got enough on it. And that was the, you know, you've made that lung busting run to get in the box, both Perkins and Neves, and he's got his rewards in that. I think he just might have pulled his groin a tiny bit, finish it, and the goalkeeper's got an injury as well. You know, both very brave going in for it, but we got the run of the green there.
Yeah, Thierry Nevers it was who won the flick on to nod it on to Longello, and then continued his run into the box. I thought for a moment Perkins was going to be the one to get on the end of it and get that goal that you've been talking about, but Nevers was there, and I'm sure Perkins won't mind too much. Puts his side back in the lead.
Nah, he's a centre forward. He'll mind. He wants them tap-ins, you know. Yeah. But he's in there. He's been in there all night, you know, and they will come through. You just feel we spoke about being on the counter attack and, you know, finding that bit of quality. And maybe it wasn't the quality was getting there for Lungelo. We got a little bit of luck in the end with a little deflection that went into Neves as path, and, you know, either Human or Perkins was there to tap it in the end. So great, nice to get back in front and, you know, stay on the front foot and try and go and get another one. I think, like I said, I've said I think there's another couple of goals for us. So hopefully we keep it at 1 with that ends and we can go and win it comfortably.
Yeah, we can see it again here. Here is Neves winning the flick on, and it's a brilliant run from Lungelo. A slight deflection, but trying to see what happens to Tom McGill there, who's down receiving treatment at the moment. Not sure if Neves perhaps just landed on his knee perhaps? Yeah, to be fair, I think he's come out of the goalie and just spread himself, tried to get the block on it. It's a little fortunate from Neves as well, actually. He's bounced off a couple of legs. He's not got great contact, but it doesn't matter. The end result's the same. But yeah, I think it's just a collision coming together at the end of that. But, you know, brave to go in for that from the goalkeeper. He's unlucky not to get something on it. Yeah, it looks all right to continue. Tom McGill. Like I said, Neves did brilliant there. It's a great ball. Aqua as well really impressed me tonight. He's played a lovely little clip ball up there. Not quite to where you want it to Neves' chest, but he's helped it on into the area, and Lungelo's done the rest. And Neves has not stopped. You know, he's flicked it on, and then he's gone and sprinted and got into the box and got his rewards for it. That's Thierry Neves' 7th goal of the season. Only 17 appearances this season, so 7 goals, a good return for a winger. Looks like it's going to be a substitution here for Brighton. It's going to be Andrew Moran coming on for Odella Fire. Andrew Moran, an attacking midfielder, has come on for a right back there, so perhaps a change in shape for Brighton. Andrew Moran, yeah, an attacking midfielder or a winger, so just trying to figure out what Brighton have done with the formation here. Maybe Cameron Poupion slotting in at right back, I think, and Moran advancing a bit further forward. As some good press, and it's in towards Sonny Perkins, who might have a chance here, and it comes through and it's not cleared away, and it's still there, and finally it's in, and it's the other substitute, Kamari Swire. It was a right old scramble in the box, and it took his time to go in, but eventually Kamari Swire managed to prod it into the net from about 2 yards out. But it's 3-1 to West Ham. And do you know what? It's a brilliant press after getting the goal. That's exactly what you want to do. Go and win the ball back, be on the front foot. We've won it back brilliantly. Bit of quality again. Perkins is right in there. Just that tiny bit to get the goal. I'm crying out for him to just get the finish on there. But what a great press. Yeah, he's there. He's managed to get in there. Good block. And then it's not cleared, and it's just there scrambling, and we've managed to get a touch. So both the subs. Both the subs only made a great impact. Moments after coming on. They've been on about 10 minutes or so, and they've both managed to get themselves on the score sheet. That's exactly what you want to see from your substitutes. Couldn't ask for a better response, Mark Robson. Oh, absolutely. Listen, and the role of substitutes changed nowadays. You know, especially now. It's more called a finisher. You know, because you want to come on. There's times in the games you can bring certain players on and you know they can get the goals like we have there, and you want to see the subs impacting the game positively. You know, I mean, we watched it. What was the game the other night? Was going to the top levels, PSG and Real Madrid. And Real Madrid's subs made such a big difference to them, and they went on from looking down and out, to be fair, to changing the game and win it. So, like I say, the squad's so important nowadays. Yeah, both similar goals in a way, both of them making those runs into the area just to follow up on the ball, and they're rewarded. But what a really good press it was from West Ham. Forson it was who won it back, and it's, as we say, the start of this half it was all Brighton really, but 2 quick-fire goals from West Ham, and it's really put the game right in their control again. Absolutely, and that's the way to respond from losing a goal. You know, it's sort of made us better and Brighton worse, to be honest. They went on the back foot a little, and we've really gone after them and, you know, got the rewards. But Brighton might come back here. So with Spong, he works out to Eneme Ella, just drifts it slightly wide, but manages to hold on for it for now. And plays it back to Shushain and into Spong. He plays around the corner first time, nodded down into the path of Moran, who then tries to win it back, and Spong will play this out to Furlong, just a little bit behind the left back.
Great defending that, Jake. Filled the areas, got back quickly. You know, there was nowhere to go for Brighton there, and it looked a real dangerous situation, but defended it really well.
Another long ball out onto that right-hand side for Cameron Pupion. Sets it to Moran and receives it back. But then it's cleared away by Elise. Oh, Ekwa, I believe it was, who went down there, swiping it clear, and then on the end of a slightly late challenge.
Yeah, just that's good play from him. He's picked up a great position there to help his defence out, cleared it. I think he just got caught, but it'd be nice. Hopefully he's okay from it, and it's nice if he's just managing the game and getting us a little breather at 3-1 up. Yeah, I think he'll be fine from that. It's just caught him a little bit, and maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit. Great positional play, well played, good defending, just when we needed it, to be fair.
Yeah, he's shown a little bit of everything tonight. Pierre Ekwa has shown his goal-scoring ability, his forward passing ability, and there we go, we're seeing his defensive acumen as well. Been a good performance from the Frenchman. Yeah,
I think he's been excellent tonight.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking for performers that will just catch the eye of the manager and the coaching staff. You know, he's been excellent tonight. You'd definitely be looking at him and going, if we need someone, you know, let's have a look at him. But yeah, it's been great, but some real good performances so far. I'm going to keep it going and finish off the game right, in the right way. And like I say, I think I want Perkins to get one now for all his hard work and endeavour.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to score in that last one, but not quite to be just yet. But Brighton are going to start having to push a few men forwards now with just over a quarter of the game remaining. Might leave some spaces in behind for the likes of Perkins to attack.
They've gone very attacking down their right-hand side, haven't they, Brighton? Like you said, the right winger filled in at right back. Fire was doing a great job defensively, to be fair. But there's more or less two wingers on their right-hand side now, so maybe a chance for Longello if he gets, hold of the ball to have a run at them.
Yeah, we saw Cameron Pupion move to right back, but I think it was him who just a moment ago got the cross in. But yeah, perhaps a chance for Thierry Neves is on that left-hand side to have a go at the Sydney-born winger. Roberts. Now Furlong plays it first time and Miller retrieves it. Tries to burst past Greenwich, and that's good running from Todd Miller. Might be able to deliver a crossing. It's low, but it's an easy one in the end for Lang to intercept, but then it's not quite cleared and it's still bouncing around in there, but eventually I think it's Alesse who gets it clear, but Brighton still have possession midway through the West Ham half. Spong into Ella, and back to Spong, and now Ella again. Good interchange from the two Brighton attackers, and it comes back to Leonard, who tries to rat one towards goal, but it just hits the West Ham body, and then Longello can get clear, and maybe a chance at a counter-attack now. Neves tries to feed it through towards Sonny Perkins, but McGill quick off his line to sweep things up.
Yeah, again, great defending. You know, we're strong. We're in the right areas. We've put his body on the line when it's needed, and we've found the blocks, and that's great defending. Because Brighton they're a good side. You know, they play some great stuff around the box as well. So, got to be on his mettle.
Turns. It's moving over halfway and plays it right to Cameron Pupion. Leonard. Now Roberts stepping forward from defence. Furlong to his left, plays it to the fullback who's got options in the middle, pulls it back, and it's a sliding interception in there, but then it's cleared away, but only as far as a Brighton shirt. And now Roberts still has it, and now Leonard pokes it through to Spong. And now Pupion looks to deliver another cross from that right-hand side, but this one lacks the necessary quality. And Eck was there on hand once again to get clear, and now Turns helps it forward, and he wins the foul off Longello there, who's just gone to ground after that coming together. Yeah, just taken a turn stud to his calf there, but it looks like he'll be okay to continue. Leonard now finds Furlong again. Checks back onto his right foot as Brighton start to crank up the pressure on this West Ham defence. Miller tries to drive down this left flank, but Greenwich gets across well to make the tackle. But yeah, Brighton just starting to lift the tempo a little bit.
Yeah, listen, at 3-1, Jay, on chance here.
Yeah, Spong prods it through, and it might come to Ella, and it's eventually cleared.
I mean, the game, sort of a game changes within a game. Do you know what I mean? Brighton probably had the best of the opening exchanges, and you know they got their goal, and then we hit straight back, which changed it again for us in our favour. But once you go 3-1 up, it's sort of a different game inside it. You know, you more or less you're happy to sit in a little bit more, protect the areas, protect that leads, and you know look to hit on the counter even a little bit more. But I think if we do it right and see out the next 5 or 10 minutes, you know, like I think I've said a couple of times already, there's definitely a chance of another couple of goals for us.
Leonard trying to twist and turn away from Potts. And Spong round the corner, flicks it on to Todd Miller, who tries to get past Greenwich, who makes a sliding challenge, but out for another throw-in for Brighton. Here's Sammy Shushane. Now Spong out towards Furlong again.
Defending really strongly, haven't we? Look in a real good position. Like I said, Greenwich has done great. He's done great, to be fair. You know, he got booked early on, so it makes it a testing night for him. And you've got to time your tackles really right. And he's been out for a little while as well, and he's just coming back. So that's tough when you're probably just a yard off the pace. But he's not looked like he's been away at all. To be fair, it's a great performance from him.
Sammy Shushane spreads the ball out towards Furlong. Roberts. Brighton just trying to probe this West Ham defence, and they find a ball through to Mark Leonard right in the corner down in West Ham's half. Now Sammy Shushane looks to deliver across into their far post, but it should be a claim for Heggie, and it is.
Yeah, lovely take, to be fair. I like really on the front foot for the goalkeeper. I love to see that. You know, you look at Fabianski in the first team, he loves coming for a cross, and there's no, like I said, no better sight for me. And you know, for your defenders, when you see your goalkeeper claiming it, it's great. It takes the pressure right off, so it's great. He's done well. He's done really well tonight. Really enjoyed watching him.
Looks like Jaden Fevrier just being prepped to come on, the number 12. As Moran plays it out wide to Cameron Papillon. Trying to take on Thierry Nevers. But no way through this time for the Australian. Roberts plays it into the stride of James Furlong, who delivers first time, and it's allowed to bounce there. Might come to a Moran here on the twist, but it's clipped back in by Papillon, but almost came from Moran there on the swivel. Just not allowed the pace to the space to get his shot off cleanly. But back come Brighton again. Here is the substitute Moran, puts it through the legs of Potts, and still Moran. Fabulous run, and it's a side-footed effort that's blocked by a West Ham defender. And now back come Brighton again. It's with Roberts into the feet of Eneme Ella, and it's a block from Levi Lang that denies the Brighton forward, but some real pressure. The West Ham being a bit under now.
Yeah, great defending in the end there by Lang, you know, just shepherd him out to an area where he could get the block. But Brighton looked dangerous there, you know. We've just come off the front foot a little bit, and we've sat in probably a little bit too deep, and we've caused our own problems. We've given the ball away a couple of times. We've got no out ball at the minute. You know, Perkins is even in our own half, and there's no one to play up to and just take the pressure off at the minute. So we're going to have to weather this a little bit, and like I say, if we can see the next 5 or 10 minutes out without conceding, it makes it an easier night.
Leonard over this corner towards the near post, and it's just evaded Hayden Roberts at the near post, and then it's cleared away as Greenwich can bring it clear. Only finds the chest of Leonard, and now Brighton retain possession in the West Ham half. Moran. Now Cameron Poupion. Trying to get towards that byline, but Thierry Nevers marshals him well.
As well as we're defending, Jake, you don't want to keep giving the ball away and keep giving the opportunity for Brighton to play in our half. This is how the half's panned out, to be fair. Like I said, the goals changed games, and we got 2 cracking goals like on the counter, really, and that's changed the whole complexion of the game. But we've just been sloppy in possession when we've won the ball back, like, and we can't get out at the minute.
As Leonard jinks his way past his man and now finds Andrew Moran in the box, and now Cameron Poupion, he goes down under a challenge, and a referee awards the goal kick rather than a penalty, despite the appeals of the Brighton players. We'll see the replay here. It's difficult to see through the legs of players.
There's not enough in that for me, Jake, to be fair. I think he's looking for it, you know, and the defender's done really well there. He's not had a nibble, you know. If you stick out a leg in that position there, and you can go over it, but I think he's just pulled it back enough today. But again, the architects of our own downfall, we're giving it away in our own half, and we can't get out, and it just keeps the pressure on, and it's a tough position to be in that. And Brighton have got some tricky players. The lad they've brought on, you know,
Andrew Moran.
He's got lovely feet around the edge of the box, and probably doing to us what we was doing to them the first half with the midfield, getting the ball just in front of the back 4 and finding them little passes to play through. But yeah, you know, I think defended it really well in the end there, because you've seen them giving us penalties, and if he has a little nibble and sticks a foot out, I think it gives the ref a decision to make. But there, I think he's done well enough not to, and I think the lad's looking for it a little bit too much for me. So although we're getting protests, I don't think it's not a penalty for me at all.
Yeah, I think he was just expecting the contact rather than actually feeling it. But there's been a substitution there for Brighton. It's a striker coming on, Ben Wilson, replacing the striker number 9, Ulrich Enemayela. Ben Wilson, the Northern Irish forward, signed from Coleraine over in Ireland. And there's going to be a change as well for West Ham, and it's going to be Emmanuel Longelo, who I think's had a really impressive night, but I think he just had a slight knock there, and it's going to be Jaden Fevrier coming on in his place. Fevrier, who has started the last 2 games for Mark Robson's men, coming on.
Yeah, I think he just caught one, didn't he, when he tried to block when the ball came out, and he tried to chase it down. I think he might have just caught one. It's a little sore one, and you know, you don't want to risk him at this stage, and I'm going to get done. So a good night, really good night, to be fair.
Impressive.
Yeah, impressive. Like you say, a couple of lung-busting runs forward, and he's been a great source of attacking for us, and he's also defended really well, which is, you know, that's your job for me at the end of the day. It always has been. That's the eye-catching things are probably going forward, but if you can defend that back post, and you can defend one-on-ones well, probably let a couple too many crosses in from that side. That's the only downside I'd say. But you know, like I say, we're developing, we're learning on that. It's great things to learn on, as well as take the positive out of things, but also things to learn from. Sorry.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in this second half, and it's still 3-1 in favour of the Hammers. As Turns plays it forward to Cameron Poupion, he threads the ball through towards Miller, but it's nodded away by Levi Lang. And now Ekwa comes forward as West Ham look to counter it with Perkins, who hasn't seen much of the ball in the last 10 or 15 minutes. And that's given away a little bit cheaply by Pierre Ekwa, and in this sense they managed to win the ball back from a slightly loose pass from Brighton. Here's Perkins trying to fend off the challenge of Roberts, and does well, Sonny Perkins.
Yeah, that's excellent forward playing it. Just when we needed him to keep hold of the ball, he's done really well that time. Held it and just laid it off, and now we can just keep possession of the ball now. Keep it, enjoy it. Now's a great time to do it. And if we keep it for the next few minutes and keep the pressure on in their half, it breaks their hearts, and they're going to lose at 3-1 down. They're going to lose a bit of enthusiasm. So as much as I talk about passing forward with a purpose, there's also a time to be really patient and keep it. You know, if we can play around this press.
Heggie just lifting it forward, and Perkins just sniffing for a chance to run into the right-hand channel, but can't quite manage to do so on this occasion as Furlong plays it into the substitute Ben Wilson, who sets it right to Cameron Pupion. Driving forward inside on his left foot. Plays it out to Mark Lennon, who's got it on the edge of the 18-yard area. Now Sami Chouchain. Plenty of bodies back for West Ham. It's prodded through towards Miller, who's broken into the area. And comes through here. It's Cameron Pupion. And it's a goal back for Brighton. Cameron Pupion, he's been a threat on that right-hand side all night. And he's propped up in the middle of the area there and strokes it into the bottom right-hand corner on his left foot. And suddenly it's 3-2 and it's game on here with just 10 minutes remaining here at the London Stadium.
Absolutely, it's a really good finish from the boy. He's done excellent, but yeah, you can't keep sustaining that amount of pressures. You know, you can't keep taking it and taking it. Something is going to drop, and they're good players around the edge of that box. They've had so many touches in our last thirds, you know, what we had in the first half, and something is going to come of it. So, like I say, it's a good finish, but we've just not been able to keep the ball enough and take the pressure off us. And now it's we've turned what could be a real comfortable night into a nervy last 10 minutes, maybe 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah, West Ham are going to have to show some steely nerves here to hold on to this 3 points. Here is Pupion. It's been a real live wire tonight on that right-hand side, even though he's moved to right back or right wing back. He's the one who's been delivering all those crosses and made his way into the area there and benefited from it. But maybe a chance here for West Ham to counter it with Forson. And now Ekwa just slows things down.
Yeah, and this is what we should have been doing before the goal. To be fair, I mean, we've reacted on the positive side of it. From both goals, we've reacted really well. You know, the last minute since then has been great.
Might be a chance here for Perkins to get himself into the score sheet, but just ushered away from goal, and he squeezes the ball into the box, but there's no one in a claret and blue shirt to latch onto the end of that one.
Yeah, I think, again, just know the game a little bit more there. He's young and learn it, like I said, but just keep it. You know there's no one up with you in the box. Just keep the ball, go home, keep it again, rotate it around the back, recycle it, keep it. Now we're going to have to defend again.
And Todd Miller wins the corner off Will Greenwich, and a chance for Brighton and Mark Leonard to deliver a ball into the box. We've only got 7 or so minutes plus stoppage time left, and it's Brighton that are really pushing for that equaliser. Leonard over the corner. Delivered towards the far post, and it's Turns who's up there, and it might fall for Wilson here, who nods it down, but then it's cleared away by Greenwich. Sami Chouchain into Leonard. Now Spong down the line to Todd Miller, trying to drive at Greenwich. Miller step over and tries to break through into the box, but falls back to him. But it's cleared away this time, and the referee not interested in any appeals there.
Again, though, we're asking for trouble. We've gone really passive. We've stopped going up against people. We're letting them run at us, and we're going to have to ride this out.
Pupion, he's driving into the box, and it's a awkward clearance from Elise there, and it's a little bit fortunate that it's landed in the gloves of Christian Hedgie, but another chance. Cameron Pupion again breaking away down the right-hand side. Yeah,
that's far too easy for Brighton. You know, been most of this half, to be honest, when they've had a lot of time on the ball, they've been able to do what they like on it. You know, we've just stopped being on the front foot like we was in the first half a little bit.
Hedgie just forced to go long. It's out towards Swire, and Roberts gets up well to win the header. But West Ham will look to take their time over this throw-in. Just have a look at this half-hearted appeal for a penalty. A leg dangle, but not sure there's really too much contact on it.
Yeah, you're right. But that's what we spoke about on the opposite side when they claimed for one before that. And if you do dangle a leg, you're asking for a little bit of trouble. You're better off just not leaving your leg in there, just trying to get your body across it, but not dangle a leg, because that gives the referee a decision. And you know, I don't think it is a penalty, but you can see why they're given at times. Yeah, nowhere near enough on that to give a penalty. You'd be disappointed if it was given, but just don't dangle a leg and give any chance.
Greenwich just over this free kick, waiting for options, and Perkins just a little bit loose, and it allows Moran to latch onto it, and he tries to play the ball through to Ben Wilson, but a little bit too much on the ball, but just been a bit too sloppy at times this second half, the last 20 or so minutes from West Ham.
Yeah, just touch on the goalkeeper's starting position. Great starting position, really aggressive, you know, and he's come out and snuffed out any danger there, so well played on that. But yeah, that's been the story of the half for me. I know, like I said, we've got the goals, but really sloppy at times, and we just gave it away, and I've had no chance really to have a sustained attack at all. It's been, I would say, probably the proverbial game of two halves. We did this to Brighton the first half. We're fortunate we've got them goals when we have, because, you know, they've been probably the better side this second half, I think, and done to us what we did to them in the first half, and played most of it, you know, in most of the games we played in our half this time.
And almost given away again there by Perkins, but it does find the teammate, and Pupion there, I think, just giving away the throw, and the linesman on the far side overruling the referee on that one, so West Ham will have that throw in midway through the Brighton half.
And it's a good chance as well to, you know, to learn your craft and learn your trade and learn how to manage your game at times like this. You know, you're 3-2 up still with 5 minutes to go, see out the game, and whether that's by keeping the ball or keeping a real good defensive shape.
Leonard there just trying the backheel pass, but it was Swire getting across to make the interception. And here is Swire. Dispossessed by Sami Chouchain. Moran's asking for the ball in the centre circle. Roberts plays it out to Todd Miller, and Roberts has continued his run forward, and here is the centre half breaking into the area, delivers it low into the box, and it's cleared away at the near post, and then Pierre Ekwah keeping it in play and prodding it out for a throw-in.
Great clearance. Is that Elise in there? He's took great position, got a good contact on it as well. But again, Brighton doing what we did in the first half. They've got runners going beyond the ball, causing us all sorts of problems at the minute.
Just under 2 minutes remaining. Leonard plays it into Furlong. Back to Leonard. That's a good sliding challenge from Freddie Potts to make the interception. Maybe a chance at a counter here as Perkins sets away Thierry Nevers, and he's got a chance to break away into the box here. Nevers back into Perkins, just slightly behind the striker, but still going. Perkins can't quite get through. He comes back to Nevers, and it's deflected, and it almost comes to Perkins, but it just doesn't quite fall for him. Still Perkins goes to the left foot, and it's a stave with the left foot of Tom McGill. It felt like his moment was going to come there, but it just wouldn't quite fall for the West Ham forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Just wouldn't sit for nicely for him, would it? But again, the goalkeeper's made a great save from him, and that's probably 4 or 5. He's not quite. He's had real chances tonight. You know, it'd be ideal if he could get one, finish one of those. It nearly dropped to him. Oh. Yeah, he deserves a goal tonight. He's worked really hard. You know, it's been a tough night for him as well. Just not quite followed. I think if he finishes one of the early chances, you know, probably the night's a little bit easier and he might get another. But just not quite fouled for him. Willing him to score, to be fair.
February. All the way back to Greenwich. Lang. Now, perhaps a chance for West Ham to really kill this game or break into the box, slotted into the side netting. Some of the crowd down below thought that one was in.
Again, that's the quality we're talking about. I'm just going to watch it on there, but he's got to square it for me. It's tough to square it, I think. It looked like he just needed that, maybe take it onto his left and square it to Perkins, who got a tap in the middle, but I think maybe the passing lanes were just blocked up, so that was his only option, to be honest.
4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the 90 minutes is Brighton search for an equaliser. Moran trying to sneak in behind Elise there, but Heggie gratefully comes out and holds on to that one.
Yeah, he's done well to Heggie again. You know, he takes a lovely starting position up and he's on that front foot trying to help his defence, and he's done with that and dealt with it really well. Come out and dealt with it well.
Shushane. Greenwich just nods it forward, and now Furlong plays it forward, but it's not going to find a Brighton shirt. They do win a free kick there.
Again, we win the ball back, we give it away. We win the ball back, we give it away. It's been a tale of the half a little bit for me, and it's really encouraged Brighton. And like I said, we've seen this most of the night, camped in our half of the second half.
Leonard switches it over to Pupion, but it's an interception by Thierry Nevers. Pupion back to Sami Shushane. Tries to play the ball forward towards Wilson, but it's nodded clear, and then Potts can help it on its way. Roberts on that left foot tries to look towards Miller, who just heads it down towards James Furlong, who returns the ball to the winger. Leonard. Plenty forward in this attack for Brighton as they search for the equaliser to make it 3-3. Miller. That's going to be cut out, and maybe a chance here. Potts counter, and it's a Perkins chance, but McGill very high starting position meant he was able to make that interception.
Yeah, great goalkeeping that is. He's got a really aggressive starting position to be in. Definitely snuffed out a chance, but here's another one.
Maybe another big chance here. Swire trying to get through, and Furlong does really well there just to hold off Swire and make the sliding challenge. Again,
if you could just get in there so you can get on that, you know, he's just got to square it to Perkins, and Perkins has got that tapping again. It's been such a nearly game for Perkins, hasn't it? You know, he's done great. He's probably been at 7 out of 10. If you could take one of his chances or something and drop to him, all of a sudden that 7 out of 10's turned to an 8 or 9 out of 10, you know.
Furlong just coming off worse than that challenge, but an important sliding challenge from the Irish fullback, because as you say, a chance really there for West Ham to wrap things up if he doesn't make that challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic tackle. The boys referring, he's took one for the team there, but without it, it's a certain goal. I think, you know, you've got 2 bearing down on the goalkeeper, and you know, you'd fancy your chances at that, wouldn't you? So great tackle for him, but it would have been lovely to get that goal and finish off the last couple of minutes. But at a minute, though, touch wood, looks like we're going to see it out. You know, it's been, for me, it'll be a fantastic win if we can hold on for it. You know, it's been a proper game of football. Sometimes the 23s footballs gets a bit of a bad press for being too nice and too easy and too slow or whatever on that, but this has been a proper game. Both teams going for it for the win. Touch more quality at times needed, you know, when just to keep the ball and manage the game that way, but you know, hopefully we can hold out now and it will be a fantastic win. Great game of football.
Yeah, 3 points that would lift West Ham back above Arsenal and to within 7 points of Man City, still with a game in hand on the Manchester side. But we're just going to play an extra minute or 2 on top of the signalled additional time here as Furlong just went down there for a treatment. That's why, just trying to hold it in that corner, and it eventually pops out the way of Brighton. Roberts attacking, and now Moran advancing over halfway, tries to play it through, and Greenwich positioned well to make the interception on Miller and just clears it into touch.
Good defending, Greenwich, done great. And he was 3 months out injured, I think was what someone said before. And you know, it's a real tough game he's had tonight. Like I touched on before, he got booked early as well, so he's had to really, you know, watch his tackles, etc. But to get 90 minutes under his belt was fantastic for him coming back.
Yeah, played almost an hour in their last fixture against Chelsea, so he'll be absolutely delighted to play a full 90 tonight. And he's done well on the right-hand side of that West Ham back four, and he'll hope to be on the winning side. They can hold on for another minute or so here. As Fevrier just takes his time over his throw-in as they look to wind down the clock in these final few stages, West Ham. Equa just hacks it clear, straight into touch. It's perhaps what's necessary at this moment, but there can only be a few moments left of this Friday night football as Sami Hussein switches the pass over towards Cameron Perpion. Is there one more chance for Brighton? Cuts back onto the left foot, delivers across towards the far post, and it's Greenwich. I think he actually nodded that back to his own keeper, it looked like, or is it Roberts getting in there? But we'll have a look on the replay.
Yeah, I think that's Greenwich who actually nods it back to his goalkeeper. Maybe just got to touch the wrong side, but recovered it really well. And I'm not sure he meant to nod it back, but
it won't matter as the full-time whistle goes, and it's a big 3 points for West Ham, or first win since January. It was Pierre Equa who gave them the lead, but then Todd Miller responded for the away side after the half-time break. But goals from substitutes Thierry Neves and Kamari Swire put him into a 3-1 lead. But then after lots of pressure from Brighton, Cameron Perpion got a goal back, but they were unable to break down this West Ham side. So it is West Ham who run out 3-2 winners. But what do you make of that performance in the end there, Jimmy?
Well, firstly, you know, like I said, it's a brilliant win. I can say it now without doing the commentator's curse sort of thing and tempting fate with a few minutes to go, but it's a brilliant win, you know, and a 5-goal thriller. You cut it on a Friday night is great, you know, in a massive stadium. It's such a good experience for them. They're that age now where they want to kick on and play on this pitch in front of 60,000 fans, and you know, a lot of them have done themselves a lot of favours tonight. You know, there's still lots to learn in there, I think. Like I said, I touched on it before, I think it was a game of two halves. We controlled the first half really well, played in Brighton's half a lot and sustained the pressure, sustained the attacks. We just let Brighton do that a little bit too much in the second half, and we was lucky we got the goals when we did, and the quality of the goals. I think my fault in the first half, not my fault, but what I wanted more in the first half was when we got in their positions, a little bit of quality just to get that, you know, and finish off a couple of chances. We did that in the second half. We finished off the chances, but we didn't quite get the sustained attacks that I would have liked in the second half that we did in the first half, funny enough.
Yeah, we can have a look back at the goals here. Here's that fine opener from Pierre Equa.
I mean, that's a fantastic strike, and what a strike. He's just manoeuvred the ball enough just for the defender to give him a little bit of a gap to hit, and he has smashed that with his left foot. Whipped it off the post. What a great finish that is. Yeah,
fantastic effort from Pierre Equa, but then this is the save at the end of the first half, I think, from Christian Hegyi, that big right hand.
Do you know, I mean, like I spoke about before, that's a fantastic save, because the player, the Brighton right wing just shifts it onto his right foot. He has got no backlift, no time to react, and his body weight has to change quickly, and he makes a great save.
Certainly. And I think this is the equaliser that Brighton got just after the half-time interval. It was Todd Miller who wrapped it beyond Hegyi. Not much he could do about this one either. Yeah,
like I said, Equa just loses the challenge out in midfield there, and from there we was always battling it a little bit, just out of position, and that's chopped inside, and he's giving him nothing to hit, and he's, you know, probably a yard, and he's put it right in there. It's a great finish, but this is a fantastic run from Mangello there, and we get a little bit of luck, I think, and again a little bit of luck. You know, I think Sonny Perkins is desperate to tap it in on the line, but he's maybe thinking he's offside, so he doesn't quite go for it, and probably the right call as well. And you know, we needed that goal in the end. You know,
Neves just moments after come off the bench, and then it was another substitute, Kamari Swire, who got the next one.
I mean, that's a brilliant press from Forson. Again, you think Perkins is going to get his rewards with a goal, but we've got bodies in there. We get that little bit of luck. You need the luck to win games at times, and we get a little bit of luck again on there. And like I said, but a great reaction. That's what you want to do. Going 2-1 up, going up in the game. You know, you want to go and press it. You want to go and press it again and get another goal, and we did that. I don't think we did that quite enough in the second half. We stayed off them a little bit too much from me and allowed them back in. And they had a lot of quality, Brighton. It was, like I said, some good players on show tonight. Real quality.
And after a substantial period of pressure, it came to Cameron Perpion, who got a goal back for Brighton, and they really piled on the pressure. But West Ham stayed strong eventually in the final 15 so minutes. A little bit shaky at times, but did the job.
Well, like I was saying, you can't keep soaking up that pressure and something not drop right, or, you know, like I said, a lot of quality on both sides tonight. So when you do get a chance, if you keep giving them chances, they're going to take one eventually. And again, their last goal was a great finish. Probably can get a little bit closer to him on the defensive side, but he's just shifted it onto his left foot and put it in the bottom corner again. Great finishes tonight. Really enjoyable game. I'm delighted we got the win, you know, and you know, for a Friday night, great entertainment.
Yep, thank you very much for joining us tonight, Jimmy. Thanks for everyone at home for watching and joining us tonight. It does finish here at the London Stadium West Ham United 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.